Am I trying too hard, guys, at 60? Trying too hard. I want to discuss a few things here. Um, Humans want to look a certain way, and it is very, very encouraging because we have flaws here we and there in our bodies, and we want to cover and mold ourselves in a way that we are looking good. And it is always very good to look the best, because why not? In this life there are not two lives, you just live once. So if you can look good and feel good, I wouldn't mind encouraging somebody to look that way and to feel that way. I will allow some light in my office, because that's where I am at the moment. Oh, hey, is it somebody else's office anyway? So, guys, looking good is paramount, and it is always good. But are we trying too hard to look who we are not? And at a certain age, there is nothing bad with looking good. And I'm thinking, this particular age that I am in, I'm 60. I am not going to again try too hard and mess up things, because when you again try too hard, uh, guys, you can mess up because our looks go with our ages. And I have always said that we cannot look 20, we cannot look 30 when we are 60, and that 50-year-old person out there can never look 20. I am 60, but I can never look 30. I can look 30, I guess, because if I was of a slim stature or flame, maybe there are those that try too hard, but still you'll see some fold somewhere, you'll see some sagging muscle somewhere, you'll see something, even some white hair on the hairline. And trying to conceal is good, and trying to look good is good, but trying too hard is what I'm trying to discuss here. I'm taking a whole 10 minutes to say something that I would have said in 1 minute. That when you try too hard is when, as a lady, you mess up things, because I have seen ladies that are really covering the wrinkles. Wrinkles have to be covered. I hear so. They have to be covered with something called foundation. I don't know what. These things that you apply and put on the on your skin, and try to make yourself look better. And I'm gonna try those things one time and see how I'm gonna look. But I saw one person, and that's why I'm decided to discuss this topic. I saw one person not once, not twice. Whenever we are in a meeting somewhere with her, because she's a member of our meeting, I find her trying too hard. And I want to ask ladies, please advise your fellow sisters when you see them exaggerating or overdoing things. No one has ever stopped to tell her that she puts a lot of foundation on her face, a lot of foundation, a lot of powder, a lot of those things. And when it gets hot, I think the skin has a way of maybe absorbing what you had applied on it. So those thin lines that appear on your skin, that powder, after sinking there, it looks like it is. You can now see the powder itself, and you see now the sweaty face, developing some maps, and guys, that person looks awful. And I'm like, this topic has to be discussed, so that ladies, even as we try to look very good, and it is very good to try and improve on our looks, we have to be careful that we don't overdo things. Don't overdo things on your face. Don't overdo things on your face, because as we age, this muscle, I think, it will have to maybe loosen depending on the situations of the day. There are days that you go through very hot days out there and a lot of frustrations, maybe in your workplace or wherever, and your skin shows. Your complexion will show that you are not doing very well, that things are not working out very well. And now there you are, having applied a lot of those things. And when you sweat, they appear very, very bad. So let us not try very hard and let us just do it. Do it in a way that even as time goes, we will not look like we don't know what we are doing or we did it the wrong way. So that is one thing. Another thing is us ladies who are actually having the white hairs, like I did the video the other day, and it was like those white hairs, sometimes we try and apply the black shampoo, actually not the dye. I hear that is not a dye, it's just a shampoo and it helps tint the white hairs, though they emerge again after 2-3 days, or after 3-4 days they are again up there. So you have to continue washing that hair with that shampoo. And if you're in that category and you have reached that age, in order to look a certain way, you have to maybe continue doing that. So I want to discuss that shampoo here today. This is because I've used it. And that shampoo, it's called black shampoo. That shampoo has to be rinsed well. Because guys, if you don't ask them to rinse well at the salon when they put on your hair, it makes you have a map on your face, on your ears, and on your neck. And one can see where it had reached. And in a certain church, one lady was seated just in front of me, and she had actually tried her best and applied that, because surely you cannot go exposing those white hairs unless now you have never tried them, because there are people who look very nice in those hairs of honor, very, very nice, and they have never tried to apply anything from the times the white hair started growing on their heads, and that is good. I like that. I like people who are bold enough to walk in those white hairs. And some of them look very nice in those white hairs, and I respect them so much. But guys, this lady had tried to apply this thing, I think, on herself without going to the salon. And when she washed the hair, it didn't get rinsed well. So that map was showing behind her neck here, and even on her ears at the back. And I was like, oh my God. And you know, at a certain age, because of the hot flashes, when menopause sets in, you sweat and sweat and sweat. So I think she had just come in to church, rushing to just beat time, and she was there sweating, 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 sweating. So that hair, that color now was dripping on her white shirt, the collar, and that black was just for with the sweat. And I looked at that lady and I said, oh, my poor lady, I wish you knew what you are doing to your shirt, because now you see that shirt is ruined. That shirt is ruined. So I just was saying in my heart, I wish she just rinsed it nicely. If you're applying these things, you have to apply to and rinse them nicely so that they don't stain your clothes. That is one thing. Another thing is that please apply them. I'm not saying don't apply them. They are nice, because you cannot be told not to do what you like. There are people who take alcohol. You cannot tell them not to take. There are people who don't drink. You cannot say that they are better than those that drink. There are people who do certain things that others don't do. And it is your choice. In this life, you are free to choose. So choosing that shampoo is good, and it is good for ladies, but it will need to rinse up very, very nicely. So guys, allow me to discuss this other subject here that is very touching, and it's a shame, but I will discuss it here, guys, that even as we age, we don't have to forget to do our routine bathroom issues nicely, because we need to. Guys, you cannot forget to brush your teeth. So you're seated in a congregation and you are there singing a song, but the person next to you cannot even turn their head. When the pastor says, shake the hand of your neighbor and tell them that Jesus loves them, and that lady smiles at you and shakes your hand and says, Jesus loves you, and you're about to escape from that church because of the stench in the mouth. So guys, who will ever tell you this. I'm gonna discuss this because it's very, very important. That every person, not even woman, when you wake up in the morning, you have to brush your teeth. Every person has to brush your teeth. Other than that, brushing because of the smell of the mouth, there are those that are like, they say, okay, brush once in the evening, and that is that. But if you have an appointment, even if you brush in the evening, try to do it a quick one so that you don't disturb the person who sits next to you. We eat with these mouths, we drink, and we have to take care of our teeth. And also brushing is also good because tooth decay, gosh, do you want to go to the dentist and have him crack those two teeth of yours because they have, oh my God. So this is something I also noticed, and I said maybe people have never been told this, that they should also try to think about how the hygiene of their mouth and the breath. And it is good even for your partner, because let me tell you, a partner may be kissing you and there's that bad stench or breath coming out of you, and sometimes, though this person is your partner, he or she may not be able to tell you, oh, your breath is not good. So this remains there and the person keeps off you, and you are wondering, why did he keep off me? This is a very bad person. This person went looking for other people out there, leaving me, and here I am doing everything that I do for him or for her. And hey, guys, it is your breath that kicked them away. Because they tried the first time, they tried the second time, the third time, and they thought you're going to tell yourself that hygiene in the mouth is important. If you have a good partner, they'll tell you, please, your breath is not very nice. But there's this partner who fears to tell you that. This is good. And I would advise partners or spouses that if your partner has got a smell that is not very pleasant, save them. Let them know so that they don't get embarrassed out there. Save them by telling them that, oh, your mouth, please remember to brush. I think they would appreciate, other than being told by somebody else out there, or other than being embarrassed out there. And it is good that you remind them. So guys, these are things that many people will not tell you. Let me quickly talk about the last one. I know this is also hard when it is hot and we are perspiring, our bodies are perspiring. It is not only about the age, but this is for everybody, guys. Our bodies will perspire, and obviously the smell of sweat is not very pleasant. And guys, I tell you, sometimes you forget that you are all sweaty. And you come kissing your friends when you meet them and saying, hi, how are you? And you want to hug them and you are so sweaty. And there are those with that type of sweat that really stings. I think because of what we take. There are those who take sugars. I know that somebody who takes sugars, their sweat smells in a certain way, and it is not very pleasant. That is if they take a lot. And there's that person who can sweat and you'll not even notice much smell. But now, this is something that should be done in general. Because the body perspires, you have to make sure that you are at least doing something about your sweat. You have to know what to use. You have to know what to use. And you also have to bathe very well. I will even talk about bathing, because there are some people who react on roll-ons and all those other deodorants. There are people who have got their skins react on those. But if you could just clean up very well, even the next sweating season comes, it will not mix up with the previous one, and so it's not going to be smelling so well. And again, if you have sweat, and you have walked, and you have, please don't come and start hugging people with that sweat. Avoid that, because people know that you love them, but they don't want to, they don't want to be given that bad smell, I don't have better words to use to tell you this, but this is important that I tell you guys, because these are videos that you'll not find people putting them up there, because you know how people are. It is not disrespect, but it is just a word of advice. So there are these things that we should do personally, hygienically, to make sure that we are fitting in the society well, and that also in our homes we don't you know, become a problem to our spouses or the members of our families by maybe stinking and smelling badly. We have to watch out on these things. So guys, did you remember to subscribe to this channel? Because this is a channel that really appreciates that like and that subscription. That is if you haven't subscribed. So therefore, please go there and like this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.